In this video, I'm going to cover off the 5 e-commerce niches that I've found do extremely well with Google Ads. This video is based on my well over 10 years experience in product sourcing, as well as over 5 years helping clients from all sorts of niches scale their e-commerce stores with Google Ads. I'll show you how to assess just how scalable a particular niche or sub-niche might be. If you're new here, my name is Armenis and I'm your friendly Google Ads guy. I run a Google Ads agency alongside my family, and we've helped brands generate well over $200 million in revenue. If you'd like to see or learn more a bit about how I can help you, just click the link below to apply to work with me and we'll get back to you. So with that being said, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for a new video each week, and let's get into the video. Before I deep dive into the first of the 5 niches I'm going to tell you about, I wanted to talk a little bit about what makes a niche good for Google Ads. I also want to talk about how do you work out how scalable a product might be, because if we want to be hitting those 100K plus months, we need to know if there is potential there for the products within the niche to be scalable. So there's no use entering a niche where only 10K months are capable, especially if your goal really is those bigger months where 100K, 1 million, and so on and so forth. The great thing about running Google Ads, guys, is that almost any product can work on there to some extent. And what do I mean by that? So what I mean is there's some types of products that do better than others with Google. One area where Google Ads do really struggle, or people struggle to sell on there, is if the product is unique, brand new, something completely new to the market and they've just invented it. Another area is if something is very visual or aesthetically driven or needs a lot of explanation. If something struggles to be immediately clear what the product does, it'll probably struggle with Google Ads. That said, if a product is brand new invention and it solves a problem like say back pain, it still might be able to do okay with Google. So what's my criteria for a good niche on Google? Generally speaking, I will look at a few key factors to assess whether it's a good niche and how scalable it is. The first thing I look for is the product prices within the niche. I avoid low ticket products as much as possible, purely because it's easier to scale a $1,000 or $10,000 product than it is a $20 product. Higher ticket products leave us with more profit to be able to pay all our costs like ads, shipping, the product costs, all of these things. When we have more profit dollars there, percents don't really matter. It's really the dollars at the end of the day that we need to be able to pay all our bills. Lower ticket products can work, guys, if there's a lot of demand, so lots and lots of search volume and lots of need from people for it. Most people, however, are going to struggle with lower ticket just purely because of ad costs going to be too hard for them to make a profit. Once I tick off the products in the niche and what the prices are, I move to checking what sort of demand is there. And this step is super important because it's going to tell us how much money, what is the potential for scalability here. And if you skip this step, you might struggle down the track, because if it's not scalable enough, then you've probably entered the wrong niche, right? So in here, we're going to just look at the keyword planner within Google Ads, and I'll show you how to do that all live. And basically we're looking for the more search volume, the better, the higher intent keywords being as low competition as possible, but don't be too hung up on the competition factor. We just want high search volume there as a really good starting point. I'll show you how to do this when I dive into my 5 favorite niches. So now that you know what to look for, I'm going to give you some really broad niches to provide you with a good starting point as to what niches you could potentially enter, or what do they look like. Each one that I'm going to mention here, guys, has the potential to scale past $100,000 per month. And remember, so don't be too scared about big numbers like this, because $100,000 per month is 100 orders of a $1,000 item, 50 orders of a $2,000 item. And as you go higher, less orders, right? So the first niche is personal electric vehicles. And I see huge potential within this niche because I've worked with quite a few clients in here. And I'm not talking about cars here. I'm not talking about electric cars, although there is obviously growing demand there. But think electric skateboards, electric or e-scooters, e-bikes, electric dirt bikes, all of these things. Each one of these, even just choosing one of those product types, like say electric scooters, each one of these has the potential to go past $100,000 per month. In fact, I believe that it's possible for a lot of these, probably all of them, to hit $1 million per month. And I'm not joking, because I have had clients do this and they've done it quite comfortably and they're still growing. The demand in this category just keeps growing because people want cheap, easy transport, right? Especially if you live in urban areas or near the beach, these are quite popular. So as I said, you could choose to sell just one type, say an electric skateboard, build a full brand around it, or you could build more of a general electric store with all of these product types and sell a variety of product types and brands. There are so many different brands now being produced in China of all these different products. And there's also local producers, local suppliers, who produce mainly out of China in each country as well. So finding a supplier here is not going to be hard, whether or not you contact a brand within your country or you find your own and build a brand around it in China. So we will jump into Google Shopping and have a bit of a look here. And after that, we'll go into the Google Keyword Planner. Okay, so for our first example, guys, let's just type electric skateboards. And what we're wanting to do here now is we're wanting to check the rough price for each product, right? We want to know exactly how much we can sell potentially, and we want to be conservative. So we can see straight away that this is normally $2,000, $1,500, $644. We know that relatively comfortably we can find $1,000 products to sell in this niche. That's as far as I'd take this step. You don't want to be looking too much into this because you don't actually need to, right? Like, you don't need to delve too deep into this step. You just want to know, hey, in Google Shopping, what are people selling it for? And as long as you're not selling 20, 50, aim for $100 or above, the higher the better. You know straight away that you've got the opportunity here to do well with Google. It's a specific product. People are looking for it because we know, as we're going to go into the keyword planner and that lots of other people are advertising, there's demand for this product. So let's go now into the keyword planner. Now that we know that the products are appropriately priced, and the way we do this is now we're in Google Ads, we go to Tools and Settings, we click the keyword planner. And what we're going to do is we just want to discover new keywords, and you can actually add a website here if you know someone that's ranking highly for it. Otherwise, we can just go electric skateboards. You can change the country here to wherever you want, and then just click Get Results. And what we're wanting to see here is decent search volume. And decent to me is, look, the closer you can get to 10,000 on an individual big term like that, the better. But to be honest, anything over 1,000, as long as there's plenty of keywords, because remember, this electric skateboard, then all of these keywords that are related, like best electric skateboard, the individual brands, all of these different things here, guys, each one of these adds to the search volume. So electric skateboards is separate from electric skate company, which would also trigger your searches, right? So this to me shows me that it's cool. We've got a product that is in demand. You can also assess the year-on-year change. Looks like the 3-month change is down and the year change is down. So potentially this product isn't as trendy as it used to be. And then we can look at our top of page bids as well. Look, in e-commerce, everything's kind of approaching $3 within Australia. So that's why, again, you do want to have higher ticket products, because 78 cents, we're probably going to be sweet. But if we're getting close to that $3 and our product is $20 or $30, that's a lot of money to be spending for such a low price product. So these are the quick little steps you can do for each one of these niches, or whatever niche you're wanting to enter. And that's how you can kind of assess, hey, how scalable is this? And in later videos, I'll actually deep dive into the numbers. So stay tuned for a deeper dive into kind of niche selection, because I'll tell you exactly how scalable something is. But basically you wanted to grab all the most common searches and then use a conservative kind of conversion rate of, okay, 9,900. Let's assume only half of them are buyers, and then assume like a 2% conversion rate to kind of give you, and then to give you a number of how many potential buyers you could capture. And then you can times it by the average of order value of whatever you're selling. And then as you add that up, you quickly get to 100,000 per month, believe it or not, quite quickly. So that skateboard's covered off. We'll move into the next niche and I'll do this exact same step. So my second niche is health and wellness. And this is a big niche with lots of sub niches, but it's such a huge category. It's got so many sub niches. My favorites at the moment are supplement stacks. So supplement stacks are multiple types of supplements or a blend of a supplement. Normally they're high ticket, which I really like, and they're normally solving a particular problem. Think like a sleep stack. So a bunch of different sleep supplements all into one or multiple boxes or containers, or testosterone boosters, things that actually help a particular problem. These are so in demand, particularly with podcasts like Andrew Huberman and other big names pushing these sort of supplements and people becoming more aware of them, right? So if you struggle to sleep and things like that, you're probably going to invest in a supplement like this. The other one I really like is actually assistance products for people with disabilities. I've bought so much stuff for my dad who suffered a stroke. So I've noticed that there's such a big demand, and this could be hospital beds, it could be products for bathrooms, kitchens, the list goes on. But basically we're wanting products that will make a disabled person's life in their home much better, right? So we want to make the homes accessible. So many categories within this, so many sub-niches. What I really like here, guys, is it solves a real life problem. These are nice to have products for the most part. Most of these people need these or would be willing to spend a lot of money to buy them, right? They need them. And a lot of the time, government departments subsidize this depending on which countries you are, or they fully cover it. So if you could get in with suppliers like that, like the NDIS and things like programs like that, you've got the ability and opens a big market there for you. Selling products that are needs instead of wants is much easier. And I really like this as a niche again. So we're going to go into Google Shopping now, and I'm going to take you through some product examples. Then we'll quickly go into the keyword planner and assess how much search volume there is for these products. Okay guys, we're in our second niche now, and what I want to look for is sleep supplements. And this is definitely a lower ticket category compared to the first one, but there are some more expensive supplements in here. Look, $139, $60, $89. But what I like about these is they're consumable, so people will buy them frequently. It's got a very high long-term value of lifetime value of a customer, and people buy multiples of these. So it's not like they're going to buy just one. If you can build a really good brand around this, you can do really well. And sleep supplements is just one category, but this is an example of something on the lower ticket front that may work, but health and wellness is kind of the broad one that I'm talking about. And then assisted living products. Let's go something like that. So now we're getting into a category where products are very much high ticket, $4,729 for this Peak Power Up toilet aid. So this is a product that someone with disabilities would definitely need for. Again, a walker here, $549. You've got mobility scooters, which could be its own kind of category. You've even got like walking belts, things like all of this stuff is stuff that people with disabilities use all the time. And you'd be surprised how well a store like this could do. And the nice thing is you're actually helping people in need as well. And as I've said before, it's a product that's a need, not a want. Right, so potentially let's grab mobility scooters and put that into our Google Keyword Planner just to have a look again. You see there's quite a lot of search volume and the year-on-year change is big. So and when you're in here, you can look at the equipment and kind of go, there's lots of different variations here as well. And you could build a store around this quite easily, guys. And you could, find suppliers to sell this or develop your own products. Obviously it's going to be a bit more costly, but just giving you ideas, like the potential's there. And the more you do this, the better you will get at it. So mobility scooters, in the health and wellness space, another very plausible way to get to 100K per month is a store just like this. Okay, so the next niche is home improvement, guys. Home improvement is another massive category. It could be things like toilets, bathtubs, sinks, taps, doors, door handles. There's so many areas within here and so many products. And to be honest, it is a bit more of a recession-proof niche as well, just like the previous one, because when times are tough, people are more likely to do home improvement in their own home themselves. So again, we're going to hop into Google Shopping and the Keyword Planner just to show you exactly how big of an opportunity there is within the home improvement space. So home improvement products, guys. So you could start off by going broad and go home improvement products and just try and find products of high value in here. Taps is a really good one, shower equipment. And some of this crosses over into another sort of, another completely different niche, which is within the home improvement is tools, for example. Tools is another one that's in very high demand. I'd avoid kind of the lower ticket stuff, but this is how you can start looking at this. And then, okay, cool. We saw quite a few shower products. So maybe we go shower products, and you can actually see that, you could sell actual showers. like the actual shower component. I wouldn't worry about body washes and things like that, but we're just starting the process of digging deeper and deeper, guys. And the next one, you might look at door handles, because everyone has door handles and they want to change them, door handles. So, $70, but there's so many people, they probably need 20 door handles to do their whole home. So it's 20 times 70, you're talking about quite a bit of money there, $1,400 just on door handles that someone would need, right? So you can see quickly how all of these things add up, and that you don't necessarily need to be high ticket all the time, but if it's a product that people buy multiples of, it's gonna help you cover your advertising costs. So that's kind of home improvement in a nutshell. And then if we go over here, we can kind of go, how often do people Google door handles? And you could find some really cool designs in China and find suppliers as well with different colors and things like that. But 14,800, Australia's a small country. If you're in the US, these numbers are gonna probably be 15 to 20 times higher. And again, there's so many different variations of this. People could potentially then replace all their cabinet handles. And you can see how, with some email marketing, Google ads, Facebook ads, TikTok, everything together, you could build quite a big business just out of door handles. So the fourth niche I really like, guys, is automotive parts. It might seem crazy, but car parts are perfect for selling on Google. The reason being is they are super specific products. You're buying a particular product type, car part, for a particular car, and it's perfect. If it's labeled correctly, it's very easy to appear in front of the right people on Google Shopping with Google Ads. So you could build a broad car parts business, and that could be your niche, or you could specialize in particular types of vehicles, like say Volkswagens, or you might specialize in performance car parts with turbos and things like that. You might do 4x4 four-wheel driving, suspensions, things like that, like particular parts of the car. So again, we'll jump into Google Shopping, look at some examples, and then we'll jump into the keyword planner. Okay guys, the next niche we're gonna cover off in shopping is automotive parts. So now we start to see there's so many different variations and people not doing well. This is opportunity to me. They're using images over this. Tells me that it's not a great product feed. Then you can improve this. You could just sell alternators, one particular car part, right? So let's put this into the keyword planner and see how often do alternators get searched on Google. So 8,100, you can quickly get to 20, 30,000 searches per month just within Australia. You can definitely scale even just alternators to 6-figure months. This is how, you don't need to overcomplicate it more than this, guys. That you can do more checks and a bit more diligence than this, but as a starting point, this is how you should be looking at how do I build a 100K per month store, just working backwards with actual numbers in place and having some really small requirements like this, like making sure that the products actually have search volume and the prices of the products are high enough for you to make a margin. So the next step would be obviously to check with suppliers what the profit margin would be on these particular products. Now the last category, and probably my favorite, and one where I don't see many people try to sell in these spaces, and that there's such a big opportunity to eventually build a brand around and build a really big business around it, is B2B or business to business e-commerce. So this is a really good niche. I've seen some massive success stories where people start to hit tens of millions of dollars because they start supplying mass orders to people, right? They're able to do hundreds of units instead of a couple to one person. I really like this niche because customers are willing to spend a lot of money for the right products. Firstly, because they're a business and are likely to have more money than a consumer. And secondly, because a lot of these businesses actually need these products to run their business. It's a need, it's not a want again. So what I like is that it's so easy to find so many sub niches here, guys. So you could just start listing the local businesses that you see operate in your area, or just start Googling them. And it might be, some examples might be a food truck business, tree lopping, lawn mowing, pool cleaning. Just look around your house, look at what you and other people around you sometimes buy, or people that you know work in, and have them think and go, what do these businesses need? So what might a food truck need? Well, a food truck's gonna need a food truck. So you could actually probably find a supplier for food trucks. You're gonna need commercial cooking equipment such as fryers, flat top grills, pizza ovens, the list goes on here. And again, let's jump into Google Shopping. I will do some more quick brainstorming with you, then we'll go quickly into the keyword planner and review some search volume in some of these products. Okay, so lastly, we're gonna use the food truck, example. So food truck. let's just see what happens here. So as you can see, there's actually AliExpress and stuff like that is selling food trucks. So I know it sounds ridiculous, but I reckon there's probably a market for this, and it is very, very high ticket. Like, you could become a food truck supplier. There's no reason why you couldn't, particularly if you made a deal with a factory that you'll do the marketing for them and that you'll just clip the ticket on each sale. So that's one way you could do it. And I know that if you watch what I do, enroll in my course or learn from all the free stuff I put out there, you could build a very good business out of something like this. And this is probably not a 6 figures per month business. This could be a 7+ figure per month business quite easily. In terms of, you wouldn't need to sell many to hit those numbers. Like, nothing's easy. But like, if we just go food truck suppliers in here just to see how often it's searched. So search volume on this one is where it might fall over, right? So food truck suppliers only getting 10 hits per month, but it's growing. And if you add all of these together, you're probably gonna get to a couple of hundred, I guess, searches per month, maybe 1,000. And if you can sell even just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, you're well on your way to those 100K a month, especially if you can start to sell other accessories that go with it. Like, you could sell, pizza ovens, for example, that go into these if it's a pizza business. See, pizza ovens, 27,000 searches per month, huge, right? Here's the example of the final niche that we're gonna cover off, the B2B, and we'll jump back out of screen share. So now you've got a really good starting point, guys, in how to build a niche to 100K, or what it looks like, what sort of niches can hit those numbers, and how to sanity check it for your own. So I've given you some examples. You can go and find some more of your own really, really quickly. There are a lot out there. There's so many businesses that you could build an online business around, guys. If you get stuck on product ideas, just go into Google, look into Google Shopping, look into what competitors are selling in these niches, and just start listing them out. And by process of elimination, just start cutting that list down and going, which are my favorites here? All right, that's it for this week's video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you are looking to learn more about Google Ads, please subscribe to the channel. There's lots more content dropping. I will also have plenty of new little freebies and features and stuff for you guys. I will leave all the links in the video below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.